Now, after Boris Johnson's statement last weekend, picnics and sunbathing are back on the agenda. And with this, we're likely to see many more people when we go outdoors in our parks and on our pavements, making social distancing harder than before. So what do you do when you see an oncoming person? How do you decide which one needs to move to kind of create the 2-metre distance? I mean, is there a correct kind of social distancing etiquette? Is this what we all now have to start thinking about, Stacey?
I honestly, and I know this sounds ridiculous, but I don't get it, and it actually makes me really nervous. I think that sometimes well, it's simple, just stay 2 metres away from everybody, but actually it's not as easy as that, because if you're going down a narrow walk and you think, oh, do I go first or do I stop? Do I walk back? Do I go in? If everyone's on the beach, how can you stop people, like other people's children who don't know what social distancing is from running over, and from my children from going and playing with other kids? I am actually scared to go anywhere because I don't know how to keep the social distancing etiquette.
Yeah.
I just find it. I don't know if I've just got really comfortable in my own home and environment that actually it makes me fear going out and getting it wrong.
Yeah, you become safe in your own home, don't you? What do you think?
Yeah.
Do you struggle with it?
Well, I think the supermarkets, certainly the ones I've been going to, are handling it really well, and everything is measured out, you know, and it's one person in, one person out. The problem is, the other day I went in and you have to follow the arrows down the aisle, so everyone's going the same way. But 2 women decided to stop in the aisle and have, you know, a 6-week catch up. Therefore, I couldn't go forward and I couldn't go back because everyone was 2 meters apart behind me and we were queuing. And then one of the ladies was going, oh, it's okay, you can go past. And I was kind of like, I am not sure I can. Otherwise, what's the point of all this measured out? So, you know, although they're doing it well, I do think some people are not grasping it. It's kind of like, you know, we need to keep walking if we're going to chat about what's been happening, or, you know, but I think people just go, oh, I'm just going to go past them because I haven't got time to listen to their chat. So, it's really weird. And I tend to hold my breath every time I'm out. So if someone is coming near me, I take this big breath in, and I almost hold it till I faint, because that's how scared I am.
It's just the little tiny coping mechanisms, though, that we all sort of have got ourselves into, isn't it? I find when I'm on, and we're in London there on the Fulham Road, which has been busy the entire time, lockdown or not, and they're thin pavements, and I'm usually pushing the pram and I've got the dog, and I naturally would always let someone kind of give way. I go, oh, sorry, and let people walk. And I find it quite difficult with the pram and, say, the dog and a grocery bag or whatever. And people just continue down our road without very much sort of etiquette. They kind of just bash on past you and I go, oh, no, we're not even supposed to be touching.
Do you ever feel almost like the pram, is it a wide one?
It's not wide enough.
Oh, yeah. See, that's what you need, is like a double buggy and just to like give yourself a real creative space. I was thinking of getting like a hula hoop and maybe just sort of walking around.
I have to say, I find it really difficult, especially when you see like older people carrying their shopping and that. Your natural instinct is to go and help them carry their shopping. And the other thing is like doors, you know, like when you're going in the supermarket, it's like, do you hold the door open for someone or do you just let it go or whatever? And I find that really difficult. And I have to think about it all the time, because like last week we were on the show with Jane Moore and she was cutting her fringe and she couldn't hold the mirror, and I went to go and hold the mirror for her. And obviously you can't go and hold the mirror. So every time I think of doing something, I have to think about it. No, you can't do that, because it's just in our makeup to want to help people, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you can't help them.
Even just hugging people.
I know, yeah.
Every person, I've only obviously come to studio twice, but every time I've come, I've seen somebody that I haven't seen in a really long time, and my instinct, I have to really fight off the urge to just want to give you a cuddle and say hello properly. It's just, everything feels really cold.
Can I just say, do you not feel that we're living in Janet Street Porter's perfect world?
She planned it all.
She's the only one that doesn't want to hug.
She is the true puppet master of this whole thing. Yeah, I know. Very, very true, Coleen, exactly. There was, we've got an etiquette expert. It's Grant Harold is his name, the royal butler, to be precise. And as he puts it, it was once considered rude to cross the road to avoid someone. But obviously it's kind of now what we're doing because of these new rules. But he said, if you do see someone on your side of the pavement and there's not enough room for the both of you to pass 2 meters, then one must cross the road, and this should be the person that notices first, regardless of sex or age. as the other person may not take the necessary steps to avoid contact. So if you clock it first, it's your job.
How do you know who's
to
clocked
do-
it first?
Well, another good point. And handshakes and hugs will be a thing of the past for the near future.
And what about selfies?
I would recommend we look at what the British royal family have been doing. And of course, we did see Prince Charles, didn't we, doing his namaste with Anton Deck. Maybe that's what we do instead of shaking hands and hugging and everything else. We just do a bit of
Coleen,
that.
namaste.
Namaste. Yeah.
I'm
It's
just
not the
doing
same
it, Janet.
though. It's not the same, is it? Yeah.